Hello and welcome to this webcast on the 2019 Environmental Benchmarking Survey. Before we get going, just for those of you who don't know us, just to give you an overview of business in the community. We work with businesses in Northern Ireland to build healthy communities with business success at their heart. Who are we? We are a network of companies in Northern Ireland, a range of businesses, over 260 members. We're a not-for-profit organisation, and we were established here in 1989. So we've been running in Northern Ireland for that time, slightly longer in the wider UK. We're part of a bigger UK organisation based in London. But here in Northern Ireland, we have offices in Belfast and just outside Derry in the northwest. We have a number of companies who sit on our board. Just for information, our current chair is Moya Johnson, who's Chief Exec of the Survitech Group.
So welcome everyone to our webcast on the 2019 Northern Ireland Environmental Benchmarking Survey. The survey started in 1998, so this is our 21st year of the survey. As Ian mentioned, business in the community run the survey. The survey is also kindly sponsored by Moy Park and supported by the Northern Ireland Environment Agency. So a bit of an introduction to ourselves. Your webcast is brought to you today by Ian Nuttall, Head of Environment at Business in the Community, and myself, Keelan McCone, Programme Manager at Business in the Community. This morning we'll give you an overview of the survey along with hints and tips to help you complete the survey and get the most out of participating. The survey is an online self-disclosure exercise. Participant data is treated in the strictest confidence and only shared with Cornerstone, our survey verification partner. We conduct verification in two stages. First, we analyse the raw data from the survey, looking for inconsistencies and significant changes in organisations' responses year on year and missing data. And secondly, Business in the Community and Cornerstone together take a 10% sample of organisations to be verified in person. Now, unfortunately, this isn't a live broadcast, but if you have any questions about the webinar or about your survey submission, please do get in touch with myself. My email address is keelan, KEELIN.McCone, MCCONE, @bitcni.org.uk. So in the 2018 survey, we had 101 organisations participate in the survey. And some of the key reasons why organisations participate in the survey include the following. Data gathered through the survey can help your organisation support decision making. It helps you engage with your stakeholders, helps strengthen the organisation's identity, helps you set improvement targets, helps you measure and compare against other organisations both within your sector and throughout Northern Ireland. It can help enhance the company reputation and achieve greater transparency, and it helps you to assess your operational performance. So key dates for this year's survey. The first one coming up is the 31st of May, and that's the deadline for informing business in the community of your Bring a Business nomination, and that's just to give the new survey participant enough time to complete the survey by the deadline of the 21st of June. If you're struggling with that date, please do get in touch with me. And the next key date is the 26th of November, which is a Tuesday morning, and we'll be launching the survey results at Belfast Harbour. So survey resources, we have a dedicated web page on the Business in the Community website for the survey. There you'll find lots of information on the survey. And at the very bottom of that page, you'll find the 2019 survey resources, which include a Word version of the full survey questionnaire, small business survey questionnaire, the full guidance notes and a sign-off sheet. But please note, to complete the survey, you must do so via your organisation's unique token. If you don't already have a unique token, please contact me and we'll arrange for one to be sent to you. So the main changes for this year include the following. This year, through consultation with some of our stakeholders, the following changes have been implemented. 1, we have a new survey website. 2, we have the introduction of our small business survey. 3, we've made some changes to our Bring a Business initiative. And 4, we've restructured section 3 and added some new questions. We'll give you more details on these changes in the subsequent slides. So firstly, our new survey website. As I mentioned, the survey is open to all organisations in Northern Ireland, but you must be registered to participate. Once registered, you'll receive a unique token link to access your survey. The top right of every page in the survey allows you to save your responses. To return to your submission, access it through your token or link. All questions have a question help button, and we'd encourage you to read this guidance when completing the survey. All questions are mandatory, and depending on your response, you might be asked to provide an example or more information. Our small business survey, so this is new for 2019. It's open to all organisations with less than 25 employees, and this is in line with Business and Community's small business membership offer. The small business survey is a shortened version of the main survey, and the process for entering the small business survey is the same via the token provided by Business and the Community. On the first page of the questionnaire, you're asked, does your organisation employ fewer than 25 people? If yes, would you like to participate in the small business survey? If you wish to enter the small business survey, select yes, and you only see the small business survey questions. And we'll have an award for our top performing small business. Our Bring a Business initiative. We introduced this a few years ago and it has been quite successful. The Bring a Business initiative asks survey participants to encourage one of their key suppliers or contractors to take part in the 2019 survey. This is in an effort to challenge participants to work with their supply chain to improve their environmental impact. Organisations who bring a business will gain extra marks in their own submission. This year, we're also awarding survey participants for helping their Bring a Business to complete the survey and for mentoring that business. So there's 1 bonus mark available for introducing another business to the survey, 2 bonus marks for helping that business to complete the survey, 3 bonus marks for having an ongoing mentoring relationship with this business to help them improve their environmental management and performance. Please email me with your Bring a Business nomination and their contact details by the 31st of May.
Okay, thanks Keelan for that. So we'll spend a bit of time now going through the survey itself. We won't go into the individual questions in detail as set out in the questionnaire, but you should all have access to that. So if you have any questions on some of the specifics, drop us an email or give us a call and we can answer those. But to give you an overview, as in previous years, there are 4 main sections within the survey. Firstly, corporate strategy, secondly, environmental management, thirdly, environmental performance, and fourthly, assurance. So looking at the first section, corporate strategy, this is all about the degree to which you incorporate environmental measures, consideration of your environmental impacts into the organisation's policy and decision making, how you involve senior leaders in the organisation, how you report on your environmental impacts, and how you engage with stakeholders. So there's a section asking you to tell us to what degree you engage with the likes of your employees, your customers, your supply chain, etc. Now we also have a section this year on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. It's not scored, but we're interested to get a feel for how engaged participants are with the goals, whether you understand the goals, whether you're already working towards incorporating the goals into your businesses. So there is an unscored question on that this year. Environmental management. This is all about the processes you have in place to manage your environmental impacts. And it's very much focused on formal environmental management systems such as ISO 14001, BS 8555, EMAS. The section asks you about those different elements of a system, whether you have them in place. But at the very start, if you have a certified environmental management system like ISO 14001, you select that box, you automatically score the full points for this section, and it bypasses the rest of the questions. If you don't have a certified system in place, it will ask you to answer questions on each of the sections as listed. Environmental performance, this is really I suppose the bulk of the survey questionnaire and the section that will require most work when undertaking the survey. You'll see marked on the slide where some of the sections don't apply to the small business survey, marked to SBS and crossed out. So whilst the overall battery of questions is the same, some sections aren't applicable to the small businesses, and these are marked. It'll be clear in the questionnaire itself online. But the main areas within this section are climate change, so looking at energy consumption and transport. Circular economy, this is the heading we're using for the impacts around waste generated, the waste that you divert from landfill, and your consumption of water as a resource. We also have the opportunity for you to report on an additional impact area, and we'll talk about that a bit more in a couple of slides' time. And environmental performance and improvement. This is where we ask you to provide data to show how your environmental impact performance has improved over recent years, and you can see that that doesn't actually apply to the small business survey, so we aren't asking for any data from small businesses taking part. There are a number of specific questions attached to those sections. So under the climate change area, we have a question on renewable energy, asking whether and how much of your energy use you generate yourself via a renewable source. We have a question which is new this year on your carbon footprint. So if you're measuring what your emissions are and reporting on those, again, this doesn't apply to the small business survey. And we have a new question, an unscored question, finding out about what measures you have in place planning for business continuity. It's a new area we want to look at, so we will do some analysis around that, but it's not scored and doesn't affect your overall ranking in the survey. And under circular economy, we have a question finding out a bit more about the approach that you're taking, whether it's in your purchasing, in your supply chain, in your design and resource use. So there's some questions there which apply to everybody undertaking the survey. We mentioned we have an opportunity for you to tell us about your additional impact. So you can choose an area that you want to give us some information on. We've given a list there, and you can select from this list. So it may be something around biodiversity, it may be around pollution emissions, it could be around environmental training, or it might be something around your use of resources. If you've got something else you want to tell us about, you can select other, and there'll be a free text box, and you can explain what that is. The important thing is that whatever you choose doesn't double count on the other impact areas we've already listed around energy, wastewater, etc. So, for example, under additional impact, telling us about your carbon emissions in relation to energy will be double counting, so we wouldn't accept that. Performance data. So this is the question, the section where we ask you to provide data on your performance against those impact areas in recent years. So ideally, we're looking for 4 years worth of data. So your most recent data and data for the previous 3 years. And we generate the score by comparing the most recent year with the earliest year, the baseline year. Now, if you don't have 4 years worth of information, for example, you only have 2 years, you'll see in the questionnaire, but if you put the most recent year into the year 4 box and your oldest available year, if that was last year, goes into year 1, the baseline box, and we can generate a score from that. We do ask that the data is normalized wherever possible. So for example, we'd ask you to report your energy per employee or per units produced, Transport could be miles per employee. That kind of normalized figure is what we're asking for. You'll see in the questionnaire itself further down, you're asked to tell us what the actual unit is that you're reporting in and whether it's normalized, or if you have to report with absolute figures, you can let us know. And the final section is on assurance. So there's a couple of things here. We do ask a question about any recent prosecutions by the agency. If you've been recently prosecuted for any environmental issues, you wouldn't be able to achieve platinum level in the survey. So you need to let us know that, and there's a question on that in the insurance section. We also like you to tell us how you are sure that the information that you're reporting in the survey is accurate. So it just asks a couple of questions about whether you do have formal systems in place, whether you've got externally verified data, and it gives us a feel for the degree to which you can provide assurance on the data information that you provide. We will be able to pick up on this with those companies that we choose to go out and verify with after the survey. There's also a sign-off sheet. So senior management need to have seen what you're submitting and have signed off, so you can download a sheet which you fill in and return to us, and at that point we can then go ahead and incorporate your data into the analysis and the report. And you also have the chance, once you've completed, to download everything that you've put into the survey as a separate document.
Great, thank you, Ian. Just to give you some information on the scoring for the survey, organisations taking part are ranked platinum, gold, silver, bronze or green. The higher the overall score, the higher the organisation will rank. There is no limit on the number of organisations that can fall into any one band. All participants receive a certificate and can use survey branding on their company's materials. Participants completing the small business survey can achieve a top level of bronze, and there will be a new award for our top performing small business. So that is it for our webcast. Just to remind you, if you need any help, please do visit our web page, or please feel free to contact me with any queries relating to the survey, or if you need any further information. My email address is on screen now, and it should also be on any of the survey material that you've received, or please call into the office on 90460606. Thank you for listening.